So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a look at a World on Fire build for Ember Prime. So in the end, I ended up with a 3 Forma build, and what I did is reformat the aura polarity to a dash, and I added a V and a D. And the aura I decided to use is Corrosive Projection, because I think it's like the one aura that fits Ember. I mean, Energy Siphon gets deactivated by World on Fire, and since you have World on Fire active throughout the entire mission, it's not going to do anything. And then, there are D polarities, which are Rejuvenation and Physique, which don't really fit Ember either, and I don't think Ember is tanky enough to go for Steel Charge and go full melee, so I just stuck with Corrosive Projection, which is a really good endgame aura. Then to offset Transient Fortitude and Fleeting Expertise, I'm using Prime Continuity, and this helps a lot with the drain on World on Fire, and it helps out with Accelerant as well, because without any power duration, Accelerant wouldn't really do much for you. Then we have Transient Fortitude and Intensify for a lot of power strength, and this is enough power strength for your World on Fire to get you through the entire solar system with pretty much no issues. And as you will see later on in the gameplay part of this video, I'll be doing an Exterminate mission on Ceres, and World on Fire does more than enough damage to take care of all the Grineer there, okay? Then for power range, I'm using Cunning, Drift, and Stretch. I'm not a big fan of Overextended on Ember because it turns her from sort of a damage frame into a crowd control frame, which, there is nothing wrong with that. But this is not a crowd control build. This is pretty much, a mayhem build. You want to run in, you want to cause as much mayhem as possible, and you want to run out. Now, it's not bad with crowd control. I mean, the entire area where you have World on Fire active will be crowd control, but it's mainly designed to cause mayhem and do damage. Then I've maxed out power efficiency at 175%. And by the way, it would be far superior if you would have maxed out Streamline and lower rank Fleeting Expertise, because it wouldn't cripple power duration as much, which means Accelerant would have longer duration, and the drain on World on Fire would be lower as well. But this is the only option I have, so this is how I had to do it to max out my power efficiency. So once again, if you have lower rank Fleeting Expertise, use that and use maxed out Streamline instead. And with this much power efficiency, you should be able to sustain yourself with just energy orbs throughout the entire mission. And finally, something that a lot of people don't like on Ember, I am running double defensive mods. I'm running both Redirection and Vitality, because Ember has decent armor, and she also has decent health and decent shield, so I want to take advantage of that and make her a little bit tankier, okay? Now, the reason why this build took me so damn long to make is because I've tried pretty much every stat combination there is for this build. I've tried more strength, more duration, less duration, more efficiency, less efficiency, more range, less range. And at the end, I went with the build that I personally had the most fun with. And I'm very happy with the result. This build is a lot of fun. Ever since I got Ember Prime, I haven't played too much with other frames, and she's slowly turning into one of my favorites because I love farming resources with her. And that might sound weird, farming resources with Ember, but with this build, you can have World on Fire active all the time, and as you're running around and you're breaking containers and you're opening lockers, World on Fire will kill everything that comes anywhere near you. And while it may not be as good as running around with Necros and Desecrating, or running around with Orgaze Atlas, Pilfering Swarm Hydroid, or Prowl Evara, it's a very relaxed way of farming resources. And on top of that, this build is really good for farming focus, whether it be in a party on Draco or just soloing. And I didn't really pay attention to that until like 2 days ago when I started recording footage for my ultimate farming guide. Because about halfway through, I stopped getting focus. I was like, why am I not getting any focus? What's going on? And then I realized that I've already maxed out my focus, and that's why I'm not getting any. So all in all, a very fun 3 Forma build that can be bumped down to 2 Forma if you don't mind having a V polarity in the aura slot. It's really good for farming resources, for farming focus, and it does awesome damage, especially if you pop Accelerant, and it has a really good crowd control as well. And before I end the video, I want to say thank you to a couple of people once again. So there is Mr. Rochelle, and he gave me a Clem-Noggle, so thank you very much for that. And Mr. Gran2393, thank you very much for the Lotus Noggle. Then there is Mr. Deathwing326, thank you very much for the Lotus Noggle and 4 Hydroid Noggles. Then there is Mr. Jonico, who sent me 5 Orokin Reactors, so thank you very much for that. And Mr. Rochelle thought that 1 Clem-Noggle wasn't enough, so he sent to me another one. Then we have Mr. Full Metal, who has sent me a Clem-Noggle, so thank you very much for that. And Mr. I'm Peach E.D. Nixon, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. But thank you very much for the Lotus Noggle. Another Lotus Nogo came from Mr. Zaki, so thank you very much for that. And finally, there's Mr. Jonigo once again, who sent me a Lotus Nogo, and Mr. Anarchy, who sent me the Banshee Soprana collection. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate all the gifts. You are amazing. And that's it for the video. So I thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.